It's crazy. It's very crazy. I'm crazy. You want to see how crazy I am, Doc?
Howdy ho viewers, and welcome to Forza Horizon 2. That's right, I'm recording a console game for the first time. Over Christmas I got myself an Elgato HD 60. It's taken me this long to figure out how everything works and be able to rig it up in such a way that I can record and hear things through my headset. So anyway, what you see in front of you here is a heavily tuned Fiat 500, as you can no doubt see. Now, I've made basically every modification I can to this car to make it as crazy as possible. For example, I have put the engine from a Ferrari 458 in it and added 2 turbochargers, which means in this tiny little hatchback there is now 914 horsepower. More than a Formula 1 car and more than most supercars. And the car itself only weighs 1,036 kilograms, so the power to weight ratio in this beast is 882 brake horsepower per tonne. I'm not certain as to what its 0 to 60 time or top speed is. That's what I'm going to do today. I have come to this stretch of highway, which seems to be the clearest road in the map that I've been able to see so far, and hopefully we'll be able to see what it can do. You can no doubt see the many dents and scrapes in there. I've just had a trial run of it just to make sure that the trip was viable, and I ploughed into the back of a saloon car and I sort of spun and kept going for must have been nearly a mile. But anyway, let's begin. Should be able to find out what our 0 to 60 time is pretty easily. Go! Yeah, I have made it 4-wheel drive as well, because of course it's originally front-wheel drive. I might try a run in front-wheel drive mode later on, just for the hell of it. That's 190 miles an hour already. 208, 209, 210, 217, faster than any Lamborghini, 220. Okay, I think I saw 223 miles an hour there. That's something else I've noticed with this car. If you skid off, you can't stop. Okay, open highway now. This should be better for us. Ooh! Bloody hell, was... Physics, you have betrayed me. Right, I'll go back to where this open stretch of highway starts and do another run. So we got, what, 223 miles an hour to beat so far. So yeah, go right to the end of that tunnel. Ultimate near miss. Oh, yes. Awesome speed. You're damn right it's awesome. And of course, the downside of having a car of this much power, it takes about a mile to stop. Okay. Whoa! Okay, begin. I'm not sure if that's the correct technique to use, just floor it from the start to find out the 0 to 60 time. But that's about all I know at the moment. And to give you an idea of the kind of settings I use when driving, driver difficulty is set to average. Lift there. Traction control and stability management are off. The only driving aid I have on is ABS, which is kind of necessary if you want to stop before next Christmas. Oh, past that, 220. I saw 222 there. Well, there it is, immortalised in the speed trap, 213, just at the start of a huge crash. Richard Hammond, eat your heart out. I should probably have a snout around the internet to try and find the actual top speed of this car when fully tuned, because no doubt someone else has tried it as well. I just thought this would make an awesome idea for a first console recording. And night of the crazy car. 220, 222, 225, 226, 230. Oh god, now it's wet. Okay, well I definitely saw 230 there. Got to feather it round these corners. Oh god, I spun out and now I'm on the wrong side of that bloody road. Jesus Christ. Yeah, doing it on a wet road, not a good idea. Again, let's go back to the start here and give it another go. It's a good thing damage is only cosmetic here, otherwise I would have detonated the car by now. It's a good thing I have fitted four-wheel drive to this thing. Good for my skill chain as well, going all these crazy speeds. Okay, right at the end of the tunnel. First gear. Let's begin. Well, I didn't intend for it to be a burnout. Give me a break. Okay, 170. Come on. Oh shit, that's quite a jam. Oh god, two other cars messed up as well as me. Crikey. Reminds me of that episode of Top Gear where Jeremy was driving that, was it BMW M135, and he said he spun out for a quarter of a mile at 120 miles an hour. Mind you, if you actually had this car in reality and did that, you'd need new trousers and underpants. And I actually turned it upside down there. Right, well this is a very wide stretch of road, so let's go back to the start of this. You don't need car insurance here. Okay, we'll start from here. Not intending to slide around like this, that's a combination of my ineptness and the wet, the track and the craziness of the car. Anyway, let's go again. See, ordinary cars are spinning out. Don't even need atomic power like I have in this beast. And then of course you've got slipstream to worry about. Go past these at 230 when you're too close, you're screwed. Right, okay, this is good, this is good. 230, 231, 232. I saw 232, that's a new record. 233. Okay, looks like our top speed is 233 miles an hour. Well, that was that mystery solved, and I'm sure some trickery in the edit will reveal what my 0 to 60 time was. Probably best if I do it in... probably best if I measure it in one of my dry runs. Awesome. I might show you some of my other cars I've got at the moment. So, okay, I'm back again. With the same Fiat, but this time running in front-wheel drive mode. It seems to have altered some of the characteristics of the car. It's supposedly slowed the launch, the acceleration, and the top speed. But looking at the stats for it after that, I've come to doubt that. The power is the same, 914 horsepower. The weight, on the other hand, it now weighs just 889 kilograms. So now we have a power-to-weight ratio of 1,028 brake horsepower per tonne. And something else I found out while driving it to the start point, same as when it was in four-wheel drive mode. At speed, you can barely steer at all, and you're bouncing off the rev limiter all the time. So, let's begin. See how fast we can get it to go, and I'll measure its 0 to 60 time as well, using editing trickery. Let's go.
You have arrived at...
See, bouncing off the limiter already, that's 9,500 RPM. That Ferrari engine's earning its keep today. See what I mean? Can barely steer. Well, I suppose that's going to make me less likely to spin off, but also more likely to just plough into things. 200 miles an hour. Right, I got 233 to beat. See, I had to lift off to even attempt that turn. Whoa. Sound went dark there. Could just be the game shitting itself. Ooh, just about made that turn. Had to lift though. 223, 224. That could be our top speed in front-wheel drive mode. It's amazing it works at all when you're considering, yeah, there's 914 horsepower going through the front wheels. Theoretically, that should not work at all. At best, you wouldn't be able to go in a straight line. You'd torque steer off and go round in a circle. 204, I think we did about 213 through that point. Yeah, 213.45. We'll soon get a wide open stretch of road past here, hopefully. Of course, if you spin out, even in front-wheel drive mode, yeah, you're still going to go half a mile before you come to a stop, and that's whether you use the brake or not. Great J-turn. Don't think so. That was just a crash and a pirouette. Oh, God. The rev limiter, it burns. 200, come on, 224 to beat. Bloody van! Bloody Koenigsegg! At least I think it was a Koenigsegg. It'd be one of the fastest things on the road. Did I just do a light drift round there? Back on the tarmac, thank you. Right, this is where I think we cracked the top speed before. Come on, 224 to beat. Can we do more? That looks like 224 is the best we're going to get out of this today. Come on. .225. Okay, 225 is our top speed. Oh, and I banked that skill chain. Oh, I got a skill point out of that. Right, let's go to perks. Permanent 10% discount? Yes, having that. That's going to be a killer later on, unlocking more stuff. Right, so, managed another top speed run. I'll try in rear-wheel drive mode next. Okay, I'm back with the Fiat 500, now in rear-wheel drive mode. The brake horsepower is the same, 914. The car now weighs 1,002 kilograms, so our power-to-weight ratio is now 912 brake horsepower per tonne. I also noticed while driving to the start point is that it is considerably more wayward than it was in either of the other modes. I'm not sure if it was torque steer I was getting, but it sure looked like it. Not sure if there's another term for it in rear-wheel drive mode. But anyway, you'll see what I mean in a moment, where we once again try to gauge the 0 to 60 time of this beast and the top speed. Although I doubt we'll be able to get the top speed. So, let's begin. See what I mean? It's turning to the side like that. That's torque steer, isn't it? Unless one of my few viewers knows of the correct term, if there is one. Tell you what, I'm not sure if we properly got to 60 that time. I think we might have done just pirouetting. Okay, let's bring it to a stop. First gear. Let's go. Scrabbling around for grip and bouncing off the limiter, so we at least got the 0 to 60 time. But yeah, I think getting a top speed run is going to be impossible. I wonder if the people that made this made it like this, or they got front wheel drive and rear wheel drive mixed up, because I'd imagine this is how it should behave in front wheel drive mode. You know, bouncing off the limiter, torque steering is spinning off everywhere. But anyway, yeah, I think we're going to have to abort our top speed run. It's just not going to happen. I'll spin off after 100 yards. But anyway, our for the last bit of this, I'm going to show you another car I have. Cheers for that, mate. Okay, I'm back again. This time the car I'm using is an Hummer H1. Kitted out in full military camo, of course. It used to be a military vehicle. And, as with the Fiat, I have tuned it up about as much as I can. I've taken out the standard diesel engine it comes with and put in a 6.2 litre V8 that you find in a lot of American muscle cars these days, specifically the Chevrolet Corvette. And added 2 turbos to it. So now, in this car, there is 928 brake horsepower. And because I've lightened it as well, it now weighs 2,688 kilograms, making the power to weight ratio 345 brake horsepower per tonne. Not as impressive as my Fiat builds, but that's still about the same as a lot of supercars of today. And we're going to, again, try and gauge its 0 to 60 time and its top speed. I should point out, at the moment, it's kitted out with full off-road hardware. It's got off-road tyres and off-road suspension. I'll probably do one run with the off-road hardware on, and then replace it with race hardware to see if we can get more power out of it that way. Or more performance, anyway. So, let's begin. So, one thing I definitely did notice on the way here is that it's a lot more easily controlled than the Fiat 500 was, but that's to be expected. Oh, yep, just about past him. Now, the most I've had out of this car so far is about 180. Oh yes, that is just so controllable. When you consider how much power this thing's got, that's pretty good. Mind you, it does have 4-wheel drive as standard. It kind of needs to be with something like this. 168, 170... Ah, traffic, piss off. Can't you see I'm driving here? 150. Oh, ouch. Daredevil. I think the other guys are daredevils for being on the same road as me. Ah, now it's wet. That should make things interesting. Right, 170. Come on. We do indeed need a very long run to get up to top speed. I'm not entirely sure if we've even got another gear after 4th. Whoa. Oh, that's skill. Those skill points are off the Chizo again. Another skill point. Well, I did that at 171. Still have yet to really hit my top speed. But yeah, it's quite difficult to do in this. You need a very long straight stretch, and this map just doesn't have that. It should be a massive drag strip just to find out your car's top speed here. Or at least the top speed should be displayed in the car stats. You won't believe how hard it is to find meaningful stats. How I found out the stats of all these cars so far, because it's been a while since I last worked with them, is that I went to change one of the parts in there, and then it shows you your lateral G, and your horsepower, and your weight. 174 I saw there. Is that our top speed, at least on the road? Mind you, it is wet now, but that should only really affect acceleration. Because this 4-wheel drive system is rock solid, that's not going to be an issue. 177, 178, 180, good. 180, 182, 3, 4. Come on, that engine has a lot more to give yet. 185. Fastest I've ever been to 186. And as you saw from the rev counter, it definitely has more to give. Come on. Don't you dare change lane, thank you. Son of a bitch. Hope I can actually go round here at speed. of the reasons why I like playing the original Test Drive Unlimited, there was a mod or a hack you could put in to remove traffic, which is what you want for a top speed run. Ah, road's narrowing here, that's the end of the highway. So it looks like that's where this top speed run ends. Fastest we went was 185 miles an hour. Okay, so I'm now going to go back to the garage, change to race hardware, and see if we can do better. And I'm back again. On the way back with the off-road spec Hummer to the garage, I did actually hit 187 miles an hour, so that's probably a new personal best with the car in that spec. But anyway, here is the car again, with race spec suspension and race tyres. It's made a very slight difference to the weight. It's now 6 kilograms lighter at 2,682 kilos, and the power to weight ratio is now 346 horsepower per tonne. So let's see if that makes any difference in our speed run. Let's go. Okay, well that's 60 hit quite easily. Let's see if we can beat 187. Dry run as well, always helpful. 55, 160. Yeah, out of the way, Hummer coming through at ramming speed. To lift off there or I'd crash into that guy. Whoa. Caused me to bleed some speed right there. 170, come on. Needs an open straight stretch to hit high speeds here. Like this, come on. Noticed a lot of level 1 drivers, a lot of new players lately. 184, 185, 186, 187. Ah, had to turn there, damn it. Which I'm not very good at doing at high speed in any car. Let's keep going. Can we crack 187 by the end of the highway? .173 there. Yep. Our top speed was set in the four-wheel drive spec Fiat 500 there. Lots of near misses, obviously. From the needle at 170 miles an hour. Really picking up speed. Another near miss. Oh. Knew that was going to come to an end at some point. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be making any difference to our performance. I thought it would. I thought we'd be able to work quicker on tarmac. Come on. This is probably the last shot we have. Oh, you arsehole. Right, going back to the start of this bit. And we'll go again. Hopefully no arse bandit will get in our way. End of the turn. Right, let's say here. Back it up. Okay, let's go. Hit 73 miles an hour in first gear. Now that's an engine. Oh, you son of a bitch. All suddenly decide to overtake there. Okay, we've got good speed up here. 179, 180, 181. 182, 184, 186, 187, 188, 189, 190, 191, or... Right, looks like 191 is all this engine has to give. But we nonetheless found out the top speed of a heavily tuned Hummer today. So, I think that concludes the video for today. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed doing it as much as I did, because I didn't know the top-end stats of these cars in any of their tunes until today. So it was a fact-finding mission for me as well, and amusing for you. So, thanks very much for watching.